The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Glenn in Massachusetts. Hey, Glenn, what's going on?
You know what is good for us is Tom O'Brien providing an unbiased source of information for us investors. You don't have an agenda. It's just to cut through everything and to give us the facts. I want to thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 2 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day out there. Safe day. It's a TGIF Friday, folks. And looks like we get some great weather right across this great country of ours. Let's make it a great one. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Let your heart speak. The heart is in direct communication with the human soul. And when the heart speaks, even with the resistance of the head, something inside you changes. Your heart opens another heart, and true love is possible. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 83, NASDAQ up 7, S&P's up 6, gold contract up $15.10, trading at $1,419 an ounce. Silver up 90 cents at $35.16. Platinum up $20 at $17.21 an ounce. Copper up 2 pennies at $4.36 a pound. Light sweet crude down 6 cents, trading at $102.33 a barrel. Bonds off 2 ticks at 121.28. Dollar index down 48 ticks at 75.86. Euro up 15 ticks at 141.73. Yen up $1.74, trading out at 80.63. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? S&Ps go up $5. We go up, folks. Now, check this out, okay? We did 1.9 billion shares. Now, we came off a high on 1344. That high was generated February 18th. You come down, you hit a low on the 16th of March. We hit that with 1.4. You got 1.9 today. Now, what does that set up? That sets up 2 separate issues. First issue is it's going to try to push higher again Monday or Tuesday. Second issue is how you push higher is going to talk, walk, and squawk. That's on your S&Ps. That's on your Dow Industrials. We take a look at this Dow, same type of setup in the Dow. When you take a look at the Dow, what you have, Dow gets up to a price point today of 11,927, holds 11,858. That's saying the Dow is going to try to push into, to me, it's saying the Dow is going to try to push into this 12,000 area once again. Now, we go over to the NASDAQ. You look at the composite. NASDAQ composite out here, what we did with the composite really sideways move, but it's up 7 points. Monster volume on the composite also. We did volume on the composite of 2.5 billion. That's after making a low out there on the 16th of 2.6 billion. Even though the NASDAQ finished negative, folks, the NASDAQ still looks to me like you're still going to get a bounce at the beginning of the week. Because the leg down from 28.40 into that leg of the 26, bottom line, this thing still wants to bounce. Slight bounce. It's an ABC. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be an ABC down also, because what just happened here is that we came down with volume, but even though it's expiration, it's one day when you're up with volume like that, that keeps it into consolidation versus an A to B equals C to D, because what happens is that the B to C, you can't have higher volume on the B to C leg. Now, that's in the indices. Now, watch, there's divergence here, and this is what it is. You go over to the NDX 100. Now, and this is where Apple is just basically skewing the whole deal on the other side. What happens with the NDX 100? Bottom line, NDX 100 goes down 4. NDX 100 is slamming on the lows with accelerated volume. Okay? So, why? Well, good old Apple. When you take a look at Apple, Apple pushing into the lows, that was down 397. Apple looks like it, number one, wants to absolutely get into this 326 once again. That 326 had 67 million shares on the daily. If we go look at this on the weekly, what we have on the weekly is this. On the weekly, we had 161 million, and we did 132 million. So that's banging into that baby with some volume. You go to the SPY. We take a look at the SPY. And this is where there's divergence also, and this is what it is. The SPY, we go up on 200 million versus downtown on 469. You go look at the 4Qs, same type of setup in the 4Qs. 4Qs, you did 92 million versus the level out there of 176. And let's go look at the small caps, the IWM. IWM, we went up on 68 million versus your downtown out there with 126 million. So, little divergence out there in a few of the different equities. Gold contract, we take a look at gold. That's what we did with gold out here. Gold does 126,000 contracts today, closes out at 1419, and that also is saying that it wants to go tag that 1434 once again. Now, it certainly is going into the downdraft of the 15th and with lighter volume. But just markets are deviant, folks. And because of the way that the leg is stretched on the way down, I suspect Monday, Tuesday, you get a little more up there, and we'll see where the volume goes. Let's go to Doug in Tampa. Hey, Doug, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Tom?
How you doing, man? You having a good day out there? Ready for a good weekend?
Oh, you better believe it.
There you go.
Hey, want to get your take on RYN.
Let's take a look. It's International Forestry Products Company. The company produces, sells fiber, standing timber, real estate. Oh, cool. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the low's 41, the high 62. They pay a 3.5% dividend. Okay, so do you own this? Are we looking to buy it? What are we doing here?
I'm looking to get into it, but
okay.
Up at these areas, I'm not sure if I want to wait for it to come back or if what it could come back to,
Yeah, I'd wait a little, but let me pull this back a little bit more. Let me see this in a second. Okay, so what you have here, this is really interesting, isn't it? The stock has gone from 22 to 60. It's in the right industry, that's for sure. Let me put this on a monthly for a second. Okay, so... Well, your first get-go here. See, when this broke topside, even in February, there's not enough juice there. So let this come back. It's a good-looking chart, though, man. I can tell you that. Anywhere around $54, that comes back to that with lighter volume. And when I say lighter volume, Doug, what you'd be looking for is about 700, 800,000.
Right.
The breakout here is down at that 52, man. If you ever can get that price point, it'll be great. And you very well could, because the way, see, this made a high with no volume. But up until, really up until January 11th, even going up to January 25th, it was fine. Where the problem comes in is that after you have the large extension, then you get the light volume high, and then it's like, okay, you want to sell off back down there. So just have some patience, man.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it, man.
Okay, have a great one. Have a safe one. Let's go to Sam in Colorado. Hey, Sam, what's going on?
Good. How you doing, Tom?
Doing great. Ready for a good weekend out there?
It's beautiful and sunny out here.
Perfect, man. What are we going to look at?
Hey, just want your thought on the DEPO.
DEPO, okay. They develop new proprietary oral drug technologies. The low's $2.52. The high's $10.40. They make 11 cents a share. Okay, so do you own it?
Yes.
Okay, well, you see that big
Stay in
gap.
or get out?
I'm sorry, what?
Stay in or get out?
Get out.
Get out, huh?
Yeah. That gap's going to get filled. See that gap what you have here is you have a gap that's wide open from the 28th of January. They closed at $6.24, open the next day at $8. So that means that you have a gap that's 40%. They just don't stay open. The only way that stays open is if someone else takes that company over.
Okay.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Let's go to Liz in Fresno, California. Hey, Liz, what's going on?
Oh, nothing. Just wanted to see what you thought about the Procter & Gamble, PG.
Let's take a look. We got Procter & Gamble. The low is $39. The high is $69. They pay a 3% dividend. The PE is 16. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So do you own this or you're looking to buy it, Liz?
I just bought some.
Okay. And you bought this for an acceleration of price, or you buy it for the dividend?
Well, for both.
Okay, that's all right. Did you buy it today?
No, I bought it Yesterday.
Okay. The reason I was just asking is that I heard this morning that they're going up 4% on their diapers and a bunch of other stuff. So it was interesting just hearing that. That's a big price spike. Meaning, I mean specifically, folks, is that when you can go up on a product 4% and think you can still sell it, is pretty good. This is a good setup. You're at $60. Can I get to 63? Yeah, I can. Now, do you plan on owning this for a while?
No, I was just looking for kind of a trade.
Oh, you were? Interesting.
No,
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to sit in it for a while. I just wanted to see if it was getting near a bottom.
Well, if you're trading it, what you have to do is this. Okay, trade it, get a stop under 58, okay? And you're gunning for that 63 to 66 area. That's what you're doing. That's the trade right there.
Right there.
Yeah, right? What this did, folks, is this. It has a high volume spike at $66 the week of January 28th. And, see, it has to get through the low first, Liz, okay? But if it gets through the low, that can get right into that high there.
Got it.
Make sure, okay. Have a great one. Have a safe one.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Sam in Orlando. Hey, Sam, what's going on?
Hello. Yes, I want to know,
Okay, we'll answer that for you. If you can put your radio down, we can get you back up. But I'll answer that question. JDSU. Let's take a look at it. We got JDS Uniphase. The low is $9. The high is $29. What you want to do is this, folks. Okay, you got good old JDSU, and anyone that actually Doug that was calling. I think it was Doug. No, it was Sam. It was Sam calling about the
JDSU.
No, I'm with you. I got it. What I was talking about, folks, is the first gap was getting filled from the first caller. This gap is getting filled. Now, the gap on JDSU is $17.50. It closed at $17.50. The following day, it goes up to $21. It goes as high as $29. And now, folks, it's at $18.93. It came back today, and volume accelerated today, which means that don't touch this baby yet. The bottom of that gap is $17.50. You want to see how it hits the gap first. And more than likely what you'll see, which they love to do when you see a volume acceleration like this, is that it'll go by the gap. And as it goes by the gap, just let it be. Because this can get down to 1606. But I can tell you the way that it went by this gap today. If it finishes, hits the gap, the bottom of the gap rejects it, that's one thing. But the volume would have to contract dramatically because of the way that the volume went up today, Sam. That's what's going on.
When David White recommended that about 3 weeks ago at about 28 or 29, that was not a good time to buy.
No, David White did not recommend this at 28 or 29 because he was on my show and I heard exactly what he said, and he says you're going to buy it when it comes back to the gap.
Okay, I don't recall that part, but okay, very good.
Well, you can go to the archives. You can go to the archives and listen to it, okay? Because he was on the show, and I listened to David all the time, and I know how David trades also. He was saying that that's a stock, just like I was saying, it's a stock you want to watch, and you want to wait for it to come back to the gap. And those shows are archived and right up there. And listen, when we do talk about David White, folks, okay, he has an outstanding new newsletter that's actually getting launched today. It's called the Technology Insider. You can go to our website at TFNN, and you can take a preview of it right in the front page. We're going to be right back.
RS